I wonder if it pulls to the right.
I'm getting motion sick just looking at it.
Hey guys, this is Joe Duckelmeyer with Screen Rant. We are at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. I'm with the cast and the creators of Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Guys, we're so excited. The panel just happened, and we saw a little bit of a teaser. Amazing, amazing job. First of all, Scott, or I'm gonna have you guys introduce yourselves to our Screen Rant audience. Right into that camera.
So my name is Paul McKell Williams, and I play Darius on Jurassic World Chaos Theory.
Hi, I'm Aaron Hammersley. Hi. I've never done this before. Hi, I'm Aaron Hammersley. I'm one of the executive producers.
Hi there. I'm Scott Kramer, also an executive producer on Jurassic World Chaos Theory.
I'm Sean Gambroni, and I play Ben Pincus on Chaos Theory.
Hi, I'm Rainey Rodriguez, and I voice the role of Sammy on Chaos Theory.
Hello, I'm Qasr Muhammad, and I voice. Just gonna take that again. Hi. This is supposed to be the easiest part. Hi, I'm Qasr Muhammad, and I voice Yaz.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Kelly, and I voice Brooklyn.
Hello, I'm Darren Barnett, and I voice Kenji.
Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
So, Scott and Aaron, question for you guys. What excited you the most creatively to step into the sandbox of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise?
I'm going to let you take that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, first of all, it's an iconic franchise, so just the fact that we got to be a part of it at all, it's an honor. It's a responsibility because so many people feel the same way about it and it feels very dear to their hearts. And then to get to revisit the characters that we set about in Camp Cretaceous, you don't normally get a chance to do that. And so it's been great. It's, you don't, like I said, you don't normally get an opportunity like this. So we just are enjoying it and making the most of it.
Incredible. Now, for all of you voice actors up here, you guys do an incredible job on the show. What are you excited, or what can you tease about your characters in season 2? I'm going to start with you, because you're kind of taking over for Ryan here. Talk to me about Kenji. Like, what can you tease about Kenji?
I'm just going to say, finding out Brooklyn, the source of his heartbreak, is alive, is going to thicken the plot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of repairing, I think, of his heart with his father and also with Brooklyn in season 1 that it's going to come more into fruition in season 2. It's going to be an interesting journey, interesting ride, and fun for the whole family. So, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, season 1 left off with a new Brooklyn. We see that something happened, but we don't know what. So we're going to see what happened the night of the dino attack and go from there on October 17th.
Yeah.
She's a great teacher.
For Yaz, we get to pick up with a post-PTSD Yaz from Camp Cretaceous, and she's on a therapist era, so coming off season 1, so we get to see her re-immerse, is that a word? It is now, with dinosaurs. And then also the relationship with Sammy is one of my favorite things that we get to see throughout season 2 as well, how that thickens and unthickens, which is also both valid words.
The plot thickens and unthickens as well.
That's how it works, folks.
Just, yes.
It may re-thicken.
It may read it. Who knows, guys? Who knows?
We don't know.
On October 17th, you will know, though.
It's chaos.
So tune in.
Yeah.
It's very chaotic. For Sammy, it's kind of the same, of her getting with the camp fam again. We're running from conspiracy theorists, people trying to kill us, all these things happening, crazy dinosaurs, reuniting with Yaz, figuring out that dynamic of their relationship, where they left off in season 1, dealing with Brooklyn's death and how that affects not just everybody as a group, but Sammy herself. And, we find out that her and her family are just a little bit separated in Texas. And, so I think now we get to see her lean more on her camp fam for season 2 and get to see what that looks like when a lot of things start to thicken. And then we get to see what happens from there.
So many
When they
thickens.
unthick.
I don't know how I'm feeling anymore.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Give me the thick.
Yes.
For Ben, he's kind of been on this whole conspiracy theory kick for the whole, for a lot of these 6 years after Camp Cretaceous. And so I think this is kind of a big moment for him, after season 1, that they're on this adventure on this ship and everything. So Oh wait, this is post. Well, I'm sorry. Hey.
No, hey, how are you?
Hey, Scott. So no, I'm getting no, but so okay, so yeah, so he's excited about finding he's right about certain things and kind of getting further with all his conspiracies. This is like an exciting time for Ben.
Amazing.
Sean, I wish your voice was like my GPS, man.
Yeah. His voice is amazing.
So comforting. Love it.
The thickening.
Called it the thickening.
Yeah. Jurassic World, the thickening.
Yeah, can that be the plot line?
Chaos thickens.
Yeah.
Chaos thickens.
For Darius, I think that he's been in solitude for a little while. He's been working with the DWP, and now he finally he left after the death of Brooklyn, and I think that there are a lot of conflicting emotions with him right now. We saw in season 1 that he got into a fight with Kenji, and effectively at the end of the season, he confessed that he was in love with Brooklyn, and I think that especially in season 2 we will see more of him develop in a way that not only interacts with the other camp fam, but also himself, and he's going to do a little bit of soul searching to figure out what he really wants and where he wants to go.
Incredible. Now, stepping into the role of Kenji after Ryan from the previous series, what was important for you to nail with the character?
Before I talk about that, did you buy those shoes to match your hat?
No. Well, no.
Because
I just got the hat when I got here this weekend.
All
I
right.
didn't even know you had it.
Because we've noticed,
Oh, thank you.
and it's nice.
Thank you.
Sorry, what was
We're
important
kind
for
of
me?
matching now, too. I just kind of see. Stepping into the role of, after Ryan from the previous series, how important what was the most important for you most important thing to nail for you?
Getting the voice right, because that's the job. But no, it's honestly like trying to really understand his energy from season 1, his quirkiness, whatever, like what he added to the Nublar 6. But then also trying to digest that and understand what he's going through in season 1. Very different relationships seemingly with his father, with his financial state, how he's living his life. So just diving into that and playing it authentically. Ryan, that was some big shoes to fill, and I just wanted to do the best job I could. So, trying to match that, but then bring something else to it that was authentically mine.
And you
Amazing.
succeeded, Darren.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been
I thickened that
You
plot.
thickened,
thickened it.
thickened this
proper.
interview. That's a fact. Now, Ben as the conspiracy nerd wasn't what we might have expected following the previous series. What was your reaction to seeing his arc this season?
Well, I thought it was cool. I didn't, for some reason, I don't always piece stuff together myself, but then someone brought up to me that it was like, he was kind of nervous about like the germs and stuff early on. So he's always kind of had this kind of like anxious thoughts about stuff. So it's kind of cool that he grew up to being like, now he's tough, he can handle things, but he's still kind of like got the conspiracy brain going. And, but yeah, so I love the arc of everything, and no one was believing him for a while, and he was kind of on his own, but now everyone's kind of grouping up, and he's being proven right in some ways. So I think it's just a fun moment for this character because he's a big, tough dude. I can't say it enough. It's just kind of a cool thing to play. And yeah, I think there's just exciting. There's exciting stuff coming up.
The hunkiness really is what did it
you
for
are the
everybody in
hunk,
season
Sean.
1.
Yeah.
More hunkiness for season 2.
I do want you to be my GPS as well. I think.
Freaking love you, Sean. I freaking love you, man.
Which just makes you smile.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Now, Chaos Theory has set up a very different Brooklyn that fans may have not expected from previous seasons. As a performer, what excited you the most stepping into such a role?
Yeah, I think, as not only a performer, but an actor with a disability, it was really exciting to take on a role with a character with a disability just because there's not a lot of representation in media. And to do that role in such a huge franchise as well, I think is a very big moment for actors with disabilities and for just the community as a whole. And it's very exciting. I'm just really lucky. Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. Now, Chaos Theory gave Yaz a unique arc from her therapy session. Why is it important for the franchise to approach these kinds of stories?
Yeah, well, I think what I love so much about this series is that it doesn't shy away from things that are real, and just the strong belief, just how smart, even though it's, what kid programming or family programming, how smart kids are and how much they can do with when they're introduced to things when it comes to like, okay, in Camp Cretaceous, she had PTSD and she had to deal with that and how she overcame that. So seeing what she's sort of become in Chaos Theory is a sense of character pride and in what she does with that. And I'm glad that we get to share stories like that, because it also just shows the power of like, oh, like we can talk about therapy now. I don't know if we could do that. So however many years ago. So it's an exciting thing to be part of that.
Amazing. Sammy gets a lot of romantic tension to explore with Yaz this season. What excites you the most about their relationship this season?
I just love how much that no matter what Scott and Aaron put Yaz and Sammy through, their love just shines through all the time. I think it's really special to be able to have a relationship like that be shown a lot, especially because they're two people just trying to figure life out with each other and growing up. And we saw them in Camp Cretaceous as teenagers, and now they're adults and with PTSD and trauma and family problems, and they're scattered across the world. And so they're separated, but their love is still the core value of what they believe in with each other. So to be able to kind of showcase that is really special. And I think fans relate to that because everyone can go through that at some point in their life, and they're just two people trying to figuring it out while also running from dinosaurs. So I think it's a nice little dynamic that they get to throw in together.
Incredible.
I think it's a real reflection of our relationship, really. Because,
Yes.
I love you.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Just
Sweet.
wanted to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now's the time.
Thickens.
No plan.
Now, given the giving your overarching character arc from the previous season, there's new highs and lows to your character. What has surprised you the most about Darius's growth this season?
That's a good question. I think that in Camp Cretaceous, we saw Darius as this young kid who just loved the things that he was into. I mean, he was youthful, and he was, everything that he looked at, he saw with the childlike wonder. And now that we go into Chaos Theory, it's like the first thing you see, like 5 minutes into the first episode, is this guy struggling with his grief and kind of adapting to these adult, quote unquote, emotions in a way. And especially what I really liked about it was that scene with Ben in the first episode where they're talking about Brooklyn's death, and I really appreciated what Scott told me on that day to really get me into the character, because I won't say I haven't lost anybody meaningful, but it's been a while, so I really had to tap into that feeling as an actor, and I felt that it helped me portray Darius better. And I think that his arc that he's going through right now, especially into season 2, is just more so figuring out how he wants to handle his future relationships, and also, struggling with the selfishness that he has, and how that's going to counteract with everybody else that's in the camp fam. So yeah.
Amazing. Now, Scott and Aaron, question for you. How much crossover exists between the team of you guys and the team working on the next Jurassic Park iteration? If at all.
You're talking about the new film that's coming up? No, but we're sort of we're not involved with that. With
By choice. By choice. I didn't want anything to do with that.
but we're
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
Okay, all right, come on, man.
Sorry. I'm just very upset.
Yes, that's okay. He's dealing with a lot. Coming off of Dominion, Colin Trevorrow, Frank Marshall, Steven Spielberg, they've all been involved with crafting the story. Colin's been there and with us, and in the writers' room with our head writer Bethany Armstrong Johnson. So not so much with the new one, but we're still steeped in the franchise.
Well, look, October's right around the corner. I can't wait for this next season, guys. Thank you so much for joining us at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. You are all incredible. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
This definitely looks like the kind of place a shady, illegal dinosaur purchase would happen.
Yup. but the message on Brooklyn's account said the drop isn't happening until midnight.
Great. The one time we're early for something.